Well, I'm not an expert with this, but I see that we have in Sweden and Finland, we have 5, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm judging there. So I see that, for example, for the really small dogs, the extra small category is really good. It gives also a chance for the really small dogs to
Yeah.
do agility, and I think that's a good thing. So, and I guess it needs to be discussed how to solve it, for example, with the World Championship, because maybe, for example, extra small category will be not so many dogs and these things. So I think I see, more and more countries, they are changing 4 or 5 categories. So I think that's the way it will go. And I think that's a good thing.
Okay. Don't you think there
Yeah.
are less competitors for each category?
Yeah, well, I think what we see is that it's less competitors in the smallest category.
Okay. So to make
With
a
the extra
competition
small.
only with 2 or 3 dogs, this makes sense or not?
I guess for these 2 or 3 dogs, it makes sense.
Yeah. Sure.
And for example, I've been watching Sweden, and I see that in the beginning it was not so many dogs in the smallest category, and it's coming more and more. So yeah, I'm positive. I think
Okay.
it's a good step.
It's something to think on.
Yeah, for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
So
And yeah, maybe I think the trend is quite clear. More and more countries are changing. So it seems like this is something the agility community wants.
okay. Just to remember to the listener to make the questions on the button, and then in 5 minutes we will answer if some questions. So, how much is important for a judge to be also to be or to practice agility?
I think it's an advantage. I think you can be a good judge even if you are not a handler. But for sure, it's not a disadvantage to have some experience with how to run with the dog, and how the dog is behaving. How long is the strides for a bigger dog, and all these things. I think this is important. So. Yeah, I think it can be an advantage for sure.
Yeah. So, are you still emotional when you judge agility or you put the course? Are you still emotional in agility?
Yes, for sure. Yes, I am.
Can you describe?
Well, I always try to design something good, and I'm always curious to see how it turns out. And I'm curious to see if the handlers are able to handle my course. So in that way, for sure. And I'm still find it, even if I have judged many countries, I don't know how many, 25 or 26 or something.
Nice.
Still, I find it really interesting to visit new countries, new places, new people, and so this is kind of a part of it all, and I really enjoy this part to see.
Yeah.
To see in all corners of the world that even if it's different place and different people, we are kind of doing the same thing.
Nice.
I like it.
That's a big chance that you had. So nice. So I put something, but in some words to describe a little bit, but there are no secrets, no shortcuts, just hard works. Is it true?
Yes, I think it is. For me, it's important to always try to be better, and I always also try to be inspired. I'm watching what other judges are doing,
Yep.
and of course I have some favorites, and I'm watching them closely or what they are doing, and I try to develop my course design. It's not easy, but I think if I put some time in it, I have a shot to try to design some cool courses.
Yes. So I remember very well when we had the talk about my passage that I put down on, and you asked me, do you have a video about the dogs doing that? So we discussed about that, and it was quite a surprise that you asked me.
Yes, I'm trying to pay attention, and I don't remember how, but I got to see this discussion about your course, and yeah. So then I asked, because I'm interested in course design, and yeah, sometimes it can be discussions about sequences and stuff, and then yeah, I try to understand what might could have happened and what happened, and why people are reacting. And I think it's, if I pay attention and I also try to be open for other people's opinions, maybe next time I can be even better.
Nice. So you are always studying to be better.
I try, but it's kind of, it's not like I don't feel in a never-ending story. Someone is always trying to push the limits, and yeah,
yes,
make it different, harder.
So it's possible you copy sometime.
Yeah, but I think it's allowed to copy. Yes. So it's allowed to copy if you do it in a way that you don't like totally copy, but you can copy an idea, and maybe you mirror it, or you change the obstacles, or you can bring the idea, and but totally copying that, I think that's not a good idea.
No. We discovered some judge copying, and it was really bad. So change almost the position of the at least the position of the obstacles or something like that, if you want copy the line, but not really the course. But have you ever copied one of my course, or take a look and get inspired?
Well, I checked this course with the tunnel under the dog walk. This course.
Only that one.
Oh, I'm watching a lot of courses, so yeah, I see yours also. I can't remember them now at the moment, but yeah, I try to pay attention.
Just curious. Okay. Yeah. Nice. So we don't have too much time, but we can go on with the questions of the listeners. So Giulia, Giulia Zurma, her.
I know Giulia.
Can you see the question?
I can see the question.
Okay. I like your wave entrance. Then you put on your course, which method you use to teach for your dog?
Yes. So for my last dogs,
trainer questions.
Yeah. But I train dogs also, so I can answer my best.
Yes.
But I've used the channel the previous times, because at the moment I have two dogs. I have the Border Collie app, and I have the Mali Abra. So with Abra, I did the same method as I did with Circus some years ago. I did the channel.
Okay.
And with Abra, it didn't work at all. So with her, I had to change totally, because she didn't get it, and I was not able to teach her. So we changed the method, and then I just use, you know, four poles with the fence. That worked really well. So when
Four,
I start,
then six, then eight,
yes,
something like that, with the
yes,
fence,
yes,
with
and
the
with the fan,
okay,
yes,
a total fence or only a guide?
the guide,
A guide, okay.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
But this
kind.
was really, it really worked with her because she was unsecure and didn't understand. And this with the only four poles and with the guide, it really lifted her confidence really quick. So then we could easily,
less mistake.
yeah,
The reward come fast. You don't have to wait.
yes,
Oh, nice, interesting. So
yeah,
it's good to
and with,
say we have to change the method. It depends about the dog.
for sure. And Abra, she have never been like an easy dog. She was very different to Circus, and she really have challenged me and hopefully developed me as a dog trainer. So when I started with my Border Collie app, I wanted to try something different, to learn something new. So then I did the 2x2
But
method,
okay,
and that was also really interesting process, and I liked it a lot. I think her weaves are quite nice, and we are, yeah, still working on it to make them stronger. But that was, I think, also I liked it a lot, and I think if I would get a puppy now and with my next dog, I would go with the 2x2.
nice. Okay, second question. Always Julia. When you draw courses for beginner, A0 and A1, the difference between them for you are? Okay.
Yes, so
You know we have beginner course in Italy. Okay, so
yes,
but
and
you for sure
we
know.
don't have them in Norway, but some countries I go to, they have A0, and the rules are a little bit different everywhere. And yeah, so for me it's because with my A1 I try to make them quite simple and then, you know, easy, and then for A0 I'm supposed to make something even easier. So that's not so easy since I'm not so used to handling this class and I don't really know what's expected. So, well, I try to make something easy, Julia, but it's not, it's a tricky one. I think it's a lot easier to design an A3 course. So
And then
A0 is a little bit hard.
Then you put away the difficult. Or something like that.
No, but
From the three.
no, but for me, I think it's to design a A3 course.
Yes,
it's easier
because
than to design.
you are free to put down everything you
Everything
want.
is allowed.
Yeah.
Yes, everything.
Sure. I want to tell you a question was out of my intention, but now keep it in mind. When you judge in another country, you have to follow the other rules. So you have to study again the rules of the other countries.
Yes, but
more or less. Okay.
Yeah, but most countries they have FCI rules.
FCI rules are so you don't have to change too much.